News 25 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
A large structure catches fire on the south side, and EMS Director Scott Lewis gives an update. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Fire crews respond to a well-involved fire off Turner Boulevard. It's Wednesday, April 8th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. A resident who was not at home this afternoon returned to find emergency crews extinguishing a blaze on their property. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and auxiliary units were dispatched for a fire at an unknown address on the south side of Pahrump. Fire crews were able to locate the structure fire on Turner Boulevard. They located a 40 by 30 steel building with heavy smoke showing. Fire Chief Scott Lewis says that the fire crews forced entry onto the property and found a working fire inside the building. The fire appeared to have been burning for an extended period of time. The residents were not home at the time, and Chief Lewis says that neighbors called in the fire when the blaze presented through the roof of the structure. Inside the building was 3 classic cars and numerous personal property, which were all destroyed. The fire appears to be accidental in nature. Neighbors told News 25 that the residents have just moved into town in recent months and put up that new structure. No injuries were reported. Well, Nye County Department of Emergency Management is coordinating the county's response to the coronavirus pandemic. And as you'd expect, they've been quite busy lately. Scott Lewis is the Director of Emergency Management, and he spoke with News 25 about the county's efforts to secure personal protective equipment, how they're tracking the spread of the virus, and continued importance of the stay-at-home order.
We're managing a number of resources that are coming in external from FEMA and from the state. We're utilizing existing stockpiles within the county to make sure that all of our emergency responders are appropriately equipped with the necessary PPE for COVID-related responses and for any other suspect-related responses. So as we get the material in, we inventory it, we document it, and then we distribute. And that model's been going on pretty well, especially considering our geographical anomaly of 18,000 square miles. Those supply chains can be difficult to manage. But the outlying areas have been great, telling us what their needs are. We're communicating with them on a regular basis and making sure what they need is what they're getting, and then also soliciting their feedback to make sure that what could we do better for them? Can we better communicate? Can we get a specific type of PPE out there? And how would we manage the operations given the COVID-related considerations? So is there something we can minimize as far as risks and potential exposures? Those are the things we're working on. But as we speak today, as a snapshot, we have 10 confirmed cases in Nye County. 2 are recovered or resolved, and then the other are outstanding yet. Most of them are shelter in place, and they're quarantined and self-quarantined. We have 1 that remains in intensive care, and that person is on a ventilator. So if somebody came back COVID positive, we're going back and trying to determine where they were, what their contacts were they any large groups, where might they have incurred like a congregate environment, where are they doing their shopping, where are they purchasing their fuel, things along those lines, so we can start drawing a matrix and determining what are the key areas we need to focus on. Some are overlap areas, and it's most of the things that you would experience on a normal basis, such as grocery stores, fuel stations, things like that, because everyone's going to use those things. So we're seeing those commonalities. Most of the time, we're not seeing a lot of congregate activities in general terms, which is following the stay-at-home message, which is a really good thing for us to see. I think the messaging is helping through our public information officer, through the sheriff's office, through DEM. We're fostering that message over and over again, even with the Board of County Commissioners meeting today. The chairman, again, over and over again, stay home, stay healthy, stay informed. stay home for nigh. Those are the things that we want out there. That is the crux of it. That is the foundation. And so we're going to keep reinforcing that, whether it's through fixed, mobile display boards, other electronic display boards, all of our messaging on social media, print, media, whatever it is, that's going to be our constant objective, is to get that message out, because we're finding that's probably the best thing for us to do to prevent the spread.
Do you think we're doing pretty good, all in all?
I think we're doing good. It's one thing to be prepared and potentially viewed as overzealous, and I'm okay with that. I'd rather be in that boat versus not prepared at all, and then the worst case scenario happens and we're not prepared.
What do you think about the comments that we're going into the peak soon?
I think it's premature to think about us in the peak. I think when New York City is just talking about their peak now and they're the epicenter for our country, I don't think we're there. And so when that will be, I think the statistics will start pointing in that direction, much like what Governor Cuomo has indicated. We don't have those statistics to the same point they do. So we're going to rely on those numbers coming in to tell us where we are. It's going to give us a snapshot in time, and that'll create our baseline. So therefore, we'll be able to tell whether we're in a mound or we're in a peak.
Well, for the latest COVID-19 information, you can visit the county's website at nyecounty.net. You can also find important information here on KPVM-TV's Facebook page, Local Pahrump. Well, the fire Monday evening in the laundry room at Inspiration Senior Living Facility caused some damage. Luckily, no one was hurt. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis credits the facility's emergency plan for helping keep residents safe.
Preparation is the key. So when that facility first opened approximately 6 years ago, we were instrumental in assisting them create an emergency response plan. And including that plan are things like fire and evacuations, things along those lines. So they referenced their plan. They need to maybe dust off the cobwebs off of some of the things with some of the newer people. But in general terms, the plan worked. The sheriff's office also came in and had some suggestions on how things could be better managed from their perspective as far as the movement of the people and to what specific areas. From our standpoint, we had a pre-plan. We referenced the pre-plan. We knew exactly where the laundry room was. We knew where the fire department connections were, and obviously we knew exactly where to shut off the appropriate branch for the riser room.
All right, more news when we return.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, the government is working to provide more money to small business, and Boeing lands a contract with the U.S. Air Force. Construction is also on the controversial Keystone XL pipeline is underway. Here's Angela Miles with the details.
Topping our news, more money could be on the way to rescue small businesses. Lawmakers are working on additional funding for the government's Paycheck Protection Program. A vote might happen Thursday. Boeing just landed a $68 million contract from the F-16 Air Force program. Boeing has paused jet production for now at plants in Washington State and South Carolina because of COVID-19. At least 100 Boeing employees have tested positive for coronavirus. Some lawmakers are urging Boeing to accept a government bailout. Exxon is slashing its capital spending by 30%. However, the CEO tells CNBC the oil giant is still committed to maintaining its stock dividend. Work is underway at the controversial Keystone XL pipeline. Despite calls from tribal Indian leaders and environmentalists, the XL Canadian company is moving forward with construction. There's an upcoming court case on the pipeline next week.
Thanks, Angela. Well, Senator Bernie Sanders ended his presidential campaign this morning, clearing Joe Biden's path to the Democratic nomination and a showdown with the president. Donald Trump in November, and the contest ends now as the country continues to grapple with the coronavirus pandemic, which halted in-person campaigning for both Sanders and Biden and has led many states to delay their primary elections. Here in Nevada, the primary election will be conducted as mail-in only. The primary is closed, so if you want to vote for a person who is with a major political party, you must change your preference to that party before the election to vote for that person. Ballots will be sent to voters in the mail. For more information, you can contact the Nye County Clerk's Office at 775-751-7040 or 775-482-8127. Well, the state of Nevada is encouraging retired medical professionals to register as volunteers that can be called upon to help fight against the coronavirus. Clark County, in collaboration with the University Medical Center, has produced a 30-second public service announcement seeking volunteers to join SERVE-NV. That's an acronym for State Emergency Registry of Volunteers here in the state of Nevada. Health professionals with a range of skills and backgrounds can join SERVE-NV. The state can then draw from that pool of available professional volunteers to deploy in emergencies.
As our community rises to the challenges of coronavirus, we are asking for retired medical professionals and anyone with healthcare expertise to join us in the fight. Whether you can help field calls over the phone or assist hands-on, we need your skills. Doctors, nurses, medics, crisis counselors, pharmacists, and health aides can all become part of the Medical Reserve Corps of Southern Nevada. Go online to the State of Nevada's Emergency Registry of Volunteers, SERV-NV. Sign up today so we can put your talents to good use. We are in it together, Southern Nevada. Thank you for helping us stay strong.
And if you are a health professional who would like to sign up with SERVE-NV, you can learn more by visiting their website, servenv.org. Well, the Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation is cautioning filers to be aware of websites that appear to look like legitimate government websites offering assistance in filing for Nevada unemployment insurance. The only official site for Nevadans to file for unemployment insurance benefits is ui.nv.gov. That's ui.nv.gov. The Nevada Attorney General's Bureau of Consumer Protection has the following tips and suggestions about government scams. Avoid giving access to your bank account other than those who you have authorized. Only scammers will demand that you provide them with your personal information, such as social security numbers, bank account numbers, debit and credit cards, or PINs in order to receive stimulus funding. Avoid suggestions of paying any amount of money to receive your stimulus. There is no grant money. You'll not be asked to pay any money, including a processing fee, to receive your stimulus check. Check your mailbox frequently to ward off theft, and be aware of entering your personal or financial information into phishing websites that appear to look like legitimate government websites, and do not share personal information with any person or website that asks for it is related to the federal stimulus package. If you believe you have been a victim of a scam, you may file a complaint with the Office of the Nevada Attorney General here or the Federal Trade Commission. You may also call the Nevada Attorney General's hotline at 888-434-9989. That's 888-434-9989. Well, the state of Nevada is working to provide some financial relief to residents affected by the coronavirus outbreak. Nevada State Treasurer Zach Conan is taking steps to ensure homeowners are protected from foreclosure and renters won't be evicted.
This last month has been very difficult for Nevadans, but the way we are all working together to stop the spread of COVID-19 and helping our families, friends, and neighbors get by should give us all hope and pride. In the Treasurer's Office, we are working to take additional risks off the table for workers and families who are struggling. For folks who have been furloughed, laid off, or simply haven't been able to get into work, we hear you. We're doing everything in our power to make things a little bit easier and to make sure that when Nevada gets back to work, it gets back to work stronger than ever. No one should live in fear of being evicted or having their home foreclosed on because they lost a job and couldn't make a payment during a global pandemic. Over the last few days, we've been working collectively with Nevada's banks, credit unions, and mortgage lenders to ensure Nevada homeowners get the relief and peace of mind they need during these difficult times. I called the Nevada Bankers Association, the Credit Union League, and the Mortgage Lenders Association and said, Nevadans need your help, and they need it now. The members of these organizations stepped up quickly to do what Nevadans needed them to do, making 3 major commitments to assist homeowners. Number 1, mortgage forbearance. Most lenders are now offering homeowners facing financial hardships due to COVID-19 a 90-day grace period, allowing Nevadans to delay their mortgage payments until they get back on their feet. That means that if you've fallen ill, been laid off, or had your hours reduced, you can stay in your home if you reach out to your lender for assistance. Number 2, nearly all lenders agreed to work with customers directly to ensure that no one is hit with a giant lump sum bill if they need to stop making payments for a couple of months. In many cases, these payments can be instead added onto the back end of a mortgage, so people can get back to work and back on their feet. Equally as important as the temporary relief is the knowledge that there isn't another financial shoe to drop when we get through this. And third, they also agreed to waive late fees on mortgage payments for the next 90 days. Homeowners also need not worry about their credit score being negatively impacted, as late payments will not be reported to credit agencies, so long as the homeowner has worked with their lender. Now, these relief options are available today for Nevadans if they contact their lender and ask for assistance. I can't stress this enough. You must reach out to your lender so that they can help you. We've developed a resource guide for Nevadans to find out exactly what relief options are available to them, as well as the exact phone number that they need to call to get help with their mortgage. This resource guide can be found on the state's main coronavirus website, nvhealthresponse.nv.gov. We'll continue to update this list as more information becomes available. If you don't see your lender on the list, please let us know and we'll work to make sure they're included as soon as possible.
Well, much more news right after this.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Well, many people are taking extra precautions to avoid COVID-19. One safety measure we've heard a lot about is social distancing. Erica Foreman has more on why this tactic is so important right now.
Many of us are practicing social distancing and staying away from others or even staying home altogether. According to Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Matthew Feynman, it's best to stay about 6 feet away from other people.
Things that are, in this case, like the flu, like coronavirus, that are passed by respiratory droplet, which is something airborne, like that. The 6 feet rule is really where this comes into be, and that's why there's social distancing.
6 feet is generally the length a droplet from a cough or sneeze can travel from person to person. Social distancing can be beneficial during any cold and flu season, but it's especially important when there's community spread of an illness.
Keeping our distance from others, we are preventing this virus from doing what it wants, and that is infecting more and more people.
Skipping handshakes and hugs can also reduce virus spread. People should avoid touching their faces too, and washing hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds is important.
Using additional hand washing measures before you go in and out. If you're touching something that you're not sure where someone else might have touched and or where they have been, best to have additional means and disinfectants and hand washing until you can actually get home and do a good hand washing with soap and water.
At Cleveland Clinic, I'm Erica Foreman.
I heard this one doctor was saying that putting tea tree oil on your hands is really useful because then you realize that you're putting your hands near your face. Well, Dr. Esper says that social distancing will be recommended for several weeks. While it may cause some discomfort and cabin fever, it's important to remember that it's designed to help stop the spread of COVID-19 and lessen the virus's impact on communities.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside. I heard a lot of wind and some rain going on. We're going to find out what's in store with our weather right after this.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we saw a high of 71 degrees, a low of 46. 73, a low of 51 in Death Valley, 69, a low of 40 in Amargosa, 63, 38 in Beatty, Goldfield, a high of 58, a low of 31, 57, a low of 30 in Tonopah, 64, 42 in Carson City, 70, 41 in Fallon, and up in Fernley, a high of 68, their low is 45 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw some light rains. Our high today was 61 degrees. Winds coming out of the south-southeast up to 24 miles per hour. Our humidity at 44% and our sunrise at 6:19 this morning. Now tonight we're going to see some showers. The low is 40 degrees. It is 50 degrees outside currently with 12-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the south-southeast. 81% for that humidity, and our sunset at about 7:12 tonight. Now looking into that 7-day, we're not seeing too many changes. We're going to have a 20% chance of rain tomorrow on Thursday. Although that rain percentage has gone away, we still are going to see some mostly cloudy skies on Friday. Saturday, that sun's going to come back along with some high winds up to 11 miles per hour on Saturday and Sunday. That's going to jump up to 12 miles per hour on Monday and down to 11 miles per hour again by next Wednesday, along with some mostly sunny skies. And now with our temperatures on Thursday, we're going to be seeing a high of 57 degrees, jumping up to 65 on Friday. By the weekend, we're going to be seeing our temperatures in those low 70s, around 74 and 72 degrees, dropping down to 67 and 68 Monday and Tuesday, then back up to a high of 72 by next Wednesday. Now our overnights, we're really just going to be bouncing around in that 4-degree bracket, just hopping around between 40 and 49 degrees pretty much all week long. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Thanks, Michael. All right, well, that wraps up our news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Good night.